You won't find this information on any blogs or videos around the internet. This is my secret method to calculate how much money I should spend on Facebook ads. So let's get started. The main goal of this method is to get to the point of spending 3 times the cost of your product per day while being profitable. For example, let's say that we're selling this pen for $100. Our main goal will be to spend $300 per day or $2,100 per week. Now you might be asking, but Gabriel, why 3 times the cost of my product? And that, my friend, is a fair question. You need to be reaching new people every single day, keeping that top of the funnel super fresh with new people coming in. And then you get them with retargeting ads and other strategies. All of these paid media strategies will account to these 3 times the cost of your product per day. Let's say that you're a car brand and you're trying to sell the latest model that's coming. Obviously, you know that you won't be able to sell this car when spending 0.0002%. You will know that you will end up spending from 15 to 30% to be able to acquire a new customer for this car brand. In other words, advertising is not free and it's necessary. That's why you need to account for it whenever you're planning in the early stages. But Gabriel, spending 3 times the cost of my product is different than spending 15 to 30%. Why can't I start with 15 or 30%? You 100% can, but it will take you way longer to get to your desired destination. The less money you spend, the less amount of people you start reaching with paid advertisement. That is why I found out that spending 3 times the cost of my product is the sweet spot between profitability and actually scaling at the right rate. So how do you get to spending 3 times the cost of your product per day when you're just getting started? Well, my friend, that's why I developed my own testing phase for new products and brands. I just don't start spending 3 times the cost of the product right away. I start small and then I start incrementing my budget little by little. So I measure my testing phase by cycles of 7 days. You will run this campaign for a period of 7 days in the platform of your choice, in this case Facebook ads, and only spend 3 times the cost of your product per week instead of per day. Remember, our goal is to be spending $300 per day for this pen. However, we don't start there. We're going to start by spending $300 per week, which in turn is $43 per day. As you can see, this budget of $43 per day is a little bit more manageable for you to start getting results. Now, as the name suggests, this is the testing phase, and this is for you to start learning about your industry and how you can improve every single phase. On average, it takes around 10 cycles to get to the point of mastery within the industry that you're in. As soon as you start running campaigns during the first weeks, you will start noticing things that work and other things that doesn't. When you think about your competitors, they already have done this process and they have been testing many things during this time: photos, videos, copywriting, audiences, the actual landing pages, etc. Now it's time for you to start testing and see what works inside your industry. You need to see this testing phase as paying a ticket to enter the party. If you multiply the $300 per week that we're spending for this pen times the 10 cycles, is about $3,000 of initial investment to actually know what's going on inside the industry. So what are you actually looking for during these 10 cycles? Obviously, you will want sales to come in every single time. However, this is not the case when you're just getting started. This is the first time that you're launching your product and you're looking for real feedback that's not your friends or family. Therefore, you will start finding out many mistakes that you've made along the way, so you need to fix them in order to start getting sales. Remember, Facebook ads or any paid advertisement platform is merely the system that will get you in front of people. But this doesn't mean that your product is already a winner and you will start getting sales. This only means that the right people will start seeing your product, and if everything aligns and you did everything correctly, they will purchase. Now that you know about this, there are 4 things that you need to pay attention during these testing cycles. Number 1 is the actual offer. Maybe you're doing everything right, but you're not getting the sales that you want. Most likely it's because the offer is not appealing enough to the target audience. You need to start seeing the price and the actual angles that you're using to sell this specific product or service. Make sure you talk about the problem and the emotions that it generates not having a product like yours. Also, you can start playing with different pricing strategies, upsells, downsells, etc. All of this will make your offer more appealing to the consumer. Number 2 is the store. Maybe you're lacking in the store design department, it doesn't look professional, or even you don't put some time into the content. This means the copywriting, the photos, the videos. Make sure that your brand looks professional and the pages need to be optimized for conversions. Number 3 is your actual ad. You need to be testing different creatives. This means photos and videos when you're running ads. Using user-generated content, I always recommend below for this, and also content created by the brand. From the ad standpoint, you also need to be testing audiences as interests and different strategies. For this, I recommend that you watch my free Facebook ads course at heymeneses.com/toolkit. And finally, number 4, within this testing phase, you will start noticing the real cost per acquisition in your industry for this type of product or service. Maybe you're spending $150 to sell one $100 pen. Right here, you are at a loss, and obviously there are things that you need to optimize. The cost per acquisition always can be reduced by fixing things from points 1, 2, and 3 that I just mentioned. Each testing cycle should be getting better and better results for your business if you're doing things right. As soon as you start breaking even from these testing cycles, you can start increasing the budget by 20%. Maybe you will start breaking even during cycle number 4 or during cycle number 10. But at some point, you will start seeing that after all of the changes that you have done, each cycle that you run, you will get better numbers and your customer acquisition will start decreasing. Remember, the goal right here is to spend 3 times the cost of your product per day in ad spend, profitably. Therefore, start increasing by 20% every single cycle while doing improvements until you get to this point. If you already got to the point of spending 3 times the cost of your product per day profitably, now you can go ahead and start testing different creatives, photos, videos, or even different audiences like lookalike audiences, or also expand to different countries. When you get to this point, you can start increasing your budget by 10% per cycle. Keep in mind that you will encounter market saturation at some point. There is only a certain amount of people inside Facebook and Instagram. So obviously you will reach a point that you will start overspending. That's why you need to find your sweet spot. Each industry is completely different and this will vary. But as soon as you start running a few campaigns, you will start getting a taste of the actual audience. If you reach market saturation, don't increase your budget. Start reducing the budget and find that sweet spot where customer acquisition was the lowest. The good news is that Facebook ads is not the only advertising platform that you have. Right now, there are many platforms that offer similar features, so you can go ahead and allocate some part of the budget to other platforms. And obviously, you will be able to use the same method to scale on that platform. Just a piece of advice, each quarter is different during the year. This means that the cost per acquisition will actually fluctuate a little bit. So if it fluctuates more than 30%, obviously there is a problem there. But if it's under the 30% amount, maybe it's because we're doing Black Friday or any of these dates that are actually a ton of people just like you trying to advertise on the platform. You need to be always improving your offer, store, and ads to get the best customer acquisition. Now you know my secret on how to set a realistic budget for Facebook ads. As I told you, this works with any platform, so go ahead and try it as soon as you can. The goal is to spend 3 times the cost of your product per day, but before you get to that point, you need to start with the testing cycles. If you want to learn more about Facebook ads, e-commerce, or digital marketing, go to heymeneses.com/toolkit to get all of my free resources to take your store to the next level. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.